You know?
Oh, and you can see, like, is that the cornmeal
Yep,
coating?
that's the cornmeal coating. See, and it's their nice big cornmeal. You know, it's rough ground.
Chunky, yeah. Okay, here we go. That's outstanding, chef. Hey guys, Greg Hudson here, host of America's Best Restaurants, and today we found a staple of the West Asheville neighborhood. And man, this place has a focus on sustainability while also being community-minded. And on top of that, a menu and a decor, well, as eclectic as chef and owner Steve Goff himself. Come with me, let's head on into Tastee Diner. Chef,
How are we?
it is an honor. I'm better now. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you, man.
I have a lot of questions about this in just a moment, but this is one of the most unique restaurants I think I've ever seen, man. Like, you had to decorate this personally.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Everything in here actually has significance and meaning to me or my life somewhere, or one of my staff members.
That's a lot. I mean, this is like a diner museum looking around, man. How long have you had the place?
Well, we took control of the space in March of 2022, and then we had a whole lot of renovation to do. So we didn't get open until about really December 1st of 2022.
So doing the math, as we film this today, less than a year.
Oh yeah.
You've had this then.
Yeah.
Man. But from what I've read, this building at least has kind of been a mainstay for the West Asheville community.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we wanted it, because, you know, the building was built in 1920, and then in 1946 it became a diner. So it's technically the oldest restaurant in Asheville that I can find record of.
Okay.
It's still operating. And so I really wanted to, like.
So you're carrying on a tradition.
Yeah, exactly.
Would you say you're kind of keeping the foundation of what's been here all that time? Have you completely changed everything here?
I feel like I'm keeping the foundation of, like, the nice greasy spoon. Like, this is the Formica counter from the original. This is all from the original. All the green walls are from the original. That motorcycle I did not put there.
You answered my next question, because I thought, who did you say, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have you stand on a ladder and hang a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into the food in your story, because man, from reading your menu, this is as eclectic as it gets. And if these are what, chicken wings, I assume?
These are smoked chicken wings.
Oh man, okay,
So
talk me through these.
Chicken wings with a little smoked sweet potato buffalo sauce on them.
Sweet potato buffalo sauce.
All right, we're all about our region and where we're from, North Carolina. And North Carolina is the largest producer of sweet potatoes. And
I had no clue.
If North Carolina had a spirit vegetable, it would be the sweet potato.
All right.
So we make our wing sauce with sweet potatoes. You can't really tell that much, you know, it just adds this subtle depth and sweetness, earthiness that you would never know. Like, I feed it to people all the time and then tell them that, and they're like, what the fuck?
They're like, what is this?
Yeah, no, they're like, oh, that was a great wing sauce. And I'm like, sweet potatoes. And they're like, shut up. Like, they don't even believe you. And then to get some extra crunch on there, we buzz up peanuts. Again, it's really North Carolina ingredient is peanuts.
Right.
You know? So we buzz up peanuts with fried chicken skin.
Oh, you just kind of dropped that in there, fried chicken skin. You kind of threw, you just dropped that in on me.
So
I love fried chicken skin.
We call them crack nuts. They go on there, and then it needs that fresh herb and some pickled, we have different pickles, whatever pickles we have on hand. These ones are pickled beets, some raw carrots, raw celery, shaved thin, crudité style. Then a ranch here.
This has a little hue to it. What's in the ranch? This has like a bit of an orange hue going on here.
Yeah, just a little paprika on it. 1 second.
Okay.
Cool, all right.
Okay, so first of all, these are certainly unlike any chicken wings you've ever ordered just by presentation alone. That's a fact. Okay, let's dig in here. So am I going to taste that sweet potato buffalo sauce on the outside here?
Yeah, but I don't think you will taste it. I mean, you'll taste it, but you won't be able to tell it's sweet potato.
Right now we're like,
Oh, that is outstanding. You can definitely taste the smoke, but it's not overpowered with smoke. There's a balance with that sauce, man. The sauce has a smoky flavor to it, or an earthy flavor. What did I get?
Sometimes, well, that earthy is the sweet potato, but sometimes they'll smoke the sweet potatoes for the sauce too, to like build on the depth.
That's what this almost tastes like.
And then sometimes we'll throw chicken fat in there as well instead of just butter when we're making our sauce. Again, that way we're using everything.
I've been here for just a few minutes, and I can already tell, like with you, chef, like there are just no rules. It's as long as it tastes good and we're using everything we have and nothing's being thrown away, there's just no rules.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
These are outstanding. All right, I'm gonna try the ranch here. So ranch, a little paprika, you said?
Mm-hmm.
And what's your story as a chef, man? What's your background? You just seem so non-traditional in the best way possible. That's the only way I can put it.
Well, you know, I started cooking because I had a criminal record as a young man. I've had a criminal record since I was 13. So
wow, that's fair.
It was like either construction or cooking, and cooking was just like it was like the most punk rock job, you know. I really
and that was your vibe then. You're like,
I was like, all right, this is cool, you know.
Anti-establishment punk rock.
Fast-paced, cussing fun, all the goodness, you know.
Fast-paced, fun, punk rock.
Yeah, you know, and that's how restaurants felt to me, you know. And so, you know, for years, you know, I was hopping trains around the country, just kind of trying to figure out life.
Did you just say you were hopping trains around the country?
Yeah.
You see how casually he gets with that? He's like, yeah, I was hopping trains, you know. What was that like? I'm sorry, we're getting off on a tangent here, but again, I think this helps tell your story and kind of explains why this place is what it is. But hopping trains, what was that like?
I mean, it was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy. You know, you see so much of the country that no one else sees, but then you also see the underbelly of society that nobody else sees too, you know. So that's why a lot of the things we do are community focused, or like, you know, feeding the homeless or the hungry or those in need, working with nonprofits. You know, we have
so you're doing a lot to help the community, the homeless.
Yeah, we have a box out front that's like a share box for the community, you know, so people can put canned goods in there. We put canned goods in there. They put canned goods in there. And at the end of the night, you know, say we have some extra food, we throw it in the box, you know. So like, you know, just trying to help fix things where we can. You know what I'm saying? As best we can.
And the wooden nickel, what are these? What are these all about?
Purchase one of these for $5 and give it to someone in need, and that way they can come in and actually like sit down and have a sit-down meal, not just like a handout. They actually get fed and treated like a human. You know,
that's incredible. And again, not to get off on a tangent, but something you just mentioned is something that I think that gets missed a lot of times, especially when it comes to helping the homeless. There's so many communities around the country that do that, but you're giving them an opportunity to come and sit and feel like part of the community. Right. And that is unique. It's one thing to feed the homeless, what you're doing, which is incredible, but the fact that you're taking it a step further and saying, no, you're welcome here. Right. We want you to come in. We want you to sit down and have a nice meal.
Well, and that's what I love about this. Whoever gives them a nickel has to talk to them. They have to know that's a person, you know? Yeah. And explain it to them. And then when people come in and sit down and eat, they have to eat around this person. That's a person. See, it's just a person, you know? Right. But
man, you can already see what kind of guy this is. You can see what kind of day we're about to have. So, Chef, speaking of not wasting, I'm not going to waste these wings. And then after this, where are we going next? I got to get in the kitchen with you, Chef. Please.
All right, let's try the Asheville hot chicken sandwich.
An Asheville hot chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
All right. See you in the kitchen. Thank you, Chef.
Thank you.
In the kitchen now. I love the open kitchen concept, by the way. I like that you can sit at the diner, you can watch everything that's happening back here, watch all the madness. Does it get a little crazy back here with you and the chefs?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, And I think that's one of the things people enjoy, though, is being able to sit here and watch us banter and
Yeah,
blow
I
torch
do.
things, you know?
Dude, when I go out to eat, I love an open kitchen for that exact reason. I want to hear what's happening. I want to know why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I enjoy that, actually. Okay.
Cool.
Asheville hot chicken sandwich. A little bit different than the one with the N in front of it. Asheville hot chicken sandwich. Talk me through this before we get started.
All right, so I use these Georgia chicken thighs, big fat boys like this. Try to dredge the hell out of them.
Yeah, what's that coated with?
So this is a little bit of cornstarch, rice flour, paprika, AP flour, so it has a little more crisp. So when you add the different starches, it keeps it a little crispier.
Love that.
And then we go straight down in the Earl. Ooh. There we go.
Drop it in the
drop
Earl.
2 just to be safe.
Nothing wrong with that.
Throw that down low. I like to keep them dredged in the dredge because the longer they sit in the flour, the more it adheres and it gives a nice thicker crust. You know,
Gotcha.
a lot of people, well, it just depends on what you like, but a lot of people like to just go in and then move it, but then you don't get that thickness. I like it to sit there. An older Southern cook taught me that one time, like a granny style cook, and I was like,
that's a pro tip.
I think I'm
right
in there.
You're right, because a lot of people dredge and then they'll portion them and set them aside.
Right.
That makes total sense. Because all it's going to do is just soak up more of that dredge.
That good dredge, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. It makes a nice thick crust too, so then when you're biting the sandwich, especially this one that's on honey buns, which we'll drop these
Hold on, whoa.
actual honey buns. I'm gonna come behind
He's
you.
using honey buns for this.
Ooh. Ooh. There goes those.
So if you missed that, chef just tossed a couple of honey buns on the flat top for the Asheville chicken sandwich. It sounds to me like this is going to be true Asheville, and I mean that in the best way possible. What I mean is it's a little out there, it's a little eclectic. On paper, it might not make sense, but then when you get there and you have it, oh, I get it now. That's Asheville to me.
Yeah, I mean, I try to think about it too, like, well, whenever we're creating a dish, especially one like this, like, I just want to, what would be the best thing if we were just incredibly stoned, you know?
I mean, you're not wrong.
I don't know that we're allowed to say that.
No, because I'm thinking, I was going to ask you where the concept came up for a hot chicken sandwich on a honey bun. That's kind of what I was going to allude to anyway.
Well,
so thank you for doing it so I didn't have to.
One of my sous chefs suggested the honey bun, and honey buns are something that, like, this is going to sound terrible, but, you know, I grew up loving honey buns. And, like, I spent a little bit of time in jail, and that's one of the happy moments in jail is when you get a honey bun.
Really? That's a thing?
And in high school, yeah, you have a commissary. You only have, like, 5 items you can order, and honey buns are one of them.
Those were one of the premier items.
So they're a very popular item there, I'm just saying.
So this is for all the boys back in Cell Block 5. Honey bun chicken sandwich for you, brother. Okay, well, before we bite into this, a few things I want to discuss.
Okay.
The honey bun, first of all.
Yeah.
This, I need a plate. This is, I mean, I'm dripping everywhere. This looks great.
Oh, it's incredibly messy.
In the best way possible. But the honey bun, incredibly unique, obviously. But the raita, what a great way to cool the chicken sandwich. A lot of people use like blue cheese or something of that nature. You went the Indian route.
Yeah, well, I really love Indian food and yogurt.
Okay, let's go.
Right. Oh, you got a California wrap it, you know?
Oh, yeah, like
I do like a burrito, you know? Like I let that catch my bottom.
I would let you try it.
oh,
And you feel it all kind of come together.
it does, man. Those pickles and the veg, but the heat on that chicken sandwich, that's not a traditional hot sauce, man.
Okay. Yep, and kind of builds, you know, so it's not immediately punch you in the mouth.
Right, it creeps in there. But did you say that's like a Szechuan hot sauce you're using, or oil?
Yeah, so I kind of use the same seasoning. So I make this Szechuan beef tallow, and I use that same Szechuan seasoning in our Nashville hot oil. With our Nashville hot oil, I buzz up peanuts and then add a couple more southern spices and add a little bit of Texas peak.
Oh, yeah.
Because Texas Pete is a North Carolina product. Most people don't know that. So.
No. This is outstanding. And I'll tell you something else. Shout out to your chef who, maybe he was smoking on the Northern Lights of the Blue Dream, but that honey bun works. I don't care what anybody says.
No, I think it's great, yeah. He did a great job. He's definitely smoking the Northern Lights.
This is incredible, chef. This is you on a plate, man.
Thank you.
Eclectic, out there, wild, but make total sense at the same time, brother. It's all right. I'm going to take this out to the dining room. I see you guys are getting busy. I'll see you in just a minute, chef.
Sounds good, man.
Man, that's good. Things got a little bit hectic inside, so Chef and I decided to step outside. Beautiful day. And plus, we're going to be trying the Livermush sandwich. So maybe that's why we came outside too, so in case I make any funny faces. But I think I'm gonna like this. So, but talk me through it, man. Livermush?
So I would be super surprised if you didn't like this. I've made a lot of people like liver that don't like liver.
Okay.
Again, it goes with all our sustainability things we're always talking about, using everything. But Livermush specifically is it's a Western North Carolina product. It's like a signature of this part of North Carolina. So typically it's made with pork. This one is made with both pork and beef, just because I work with a beef farm about an hour and a half from here. And so when I work with a farm, I want to know what can they not sell? That's what I'm going to use. I don't go there and buy the same shit everyone else does. Yeah. I don't go there and buy the same thing everyone else does, just in case.
You're fine.
You know, I try to make sure that at least half of my order is things that they don't normally sell, you know? So I was like, hey, why don't we make a beef liver mush? And so we took their beef shoulder, their beef livers, a little bit of pork shoulder, smoked all of it together, and then pureed it with our grits. And our grits are actually from a place called Farm and Sparrow. They're grown and ground locally as well, from right here. Like, you can taste the corn in these grits. And that's what we coated in, and that's also what we made it with. You know, it's basically like liver grits.
Liver grits.
Cut into cake.
Like liver grits, I'll take that.
Liver grits.
I'm pretty adventurous when it comes to food, but more importantly, I want you guys watching to just pause for a second and listen and think back about what he just said. Chef can tell you where every single element of this dish comes from, and that goes back to the sustainability thing we talked about. But I love that you're doing that, and again, you are so adamant about using the whole animal, using everything you have in that kitchen. I'm ready to go, man.
Yeah, let's get up in here.
Let's dig into this. So what do you say? You leave it in the foil, leave it in the paper, pop it out?
I always leave it in. I'm just a peeler in see. I like this runny yolk.
That's what I was going for, Chef. I was going to say, my first bite is going to be right there in that egg yolk, man.
You always got to get that one as the first, you know?
Oh, and you can see, like, is that the cornmeal coating?
That's the cornmeal coating. See, and it's their nice big cornmeal. You know, it's rough ground.
Chunky, yeah. Okay, here we go. That's outstanding, Chef. You can.
A little bit of American cheese with that runny yolk.
Yeah. And you know what? You're a big texture guy, man. I can tell by everything we've seen today, you are a big texture guy. And those grits and that cornmeal adds that crunch. And you know what else it does, in my opinion? Along with the egg yolk, it does help temper that gaminess of the liver. But it makes it so that the liver acts as a great flavor profile, but without punching you in the face like you would expect when you're just having liver on its own.
Right.
It's very tempered.
Nobody thinks about, you know, it's not like Livermush is straight up ground livers, you know? It's only like 30 to 40% liver, you know? And, you know, if you do the right things, like a lot of times for me,
oh man,
I soak the liver, and then that pulls a lot of the impurities out of there, and that's some of that liver flavor that some people don't like. Right.
No, it's one of those things you see the word liver on a menu and people just coil.
Immediately, yeah.
This is just, if we didn't tell you what this was, you would think this was a very sort of textured sausage patty almost.
Like a breaded sausage.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it does technically live in the sausage family.
Man, I gotta tell you, man, this has been an enlightening day for so many reasons. Number one, just as a food nerd, looking at what you're doing with your menu and the way that you are taking things that you might see in a diner, but adding this very eclectic, wild, contemporary spin to it. It's like you're a chef that's like, you don't color outside the box because there is no box. I mean that. From the menu to the decor, but then that alone for me is impressive. But then to see how much you care about people in the community and the way that your staff just feels like family. It just,
cool.
it just, this is the first day I've met you, but I feel that. Maybe that's true, maybe it's not, but that's how it feels when you're here.
No, I mean, we're a very tight team. I mean, a lot of the team I have has been with me. This is the third restaurant they've been with me at. So,
well, and it bears mentioning again, but I want to mention it for the camera here. The wooden nickel program that you guys have, where people can come in, $5 you get a wooden nickel, and you can give that to someone that's homeless or food insecure. Yep. Right.
Yep.
And then they can come in.
They come in, get a full sit-down meal. You know, like, you know, sandwich side beverage, you know, and but they get to, like, the whole point of it mostly is just that they get to sit down and be a part of the community as a whole, not just get handed a bag of food, you know? Yeah.
And you know, you hear a lot of people talk about taking care of their community, taking care of the homeless. Chef Steve is doing that here. He is doing it and helping the community, be a part of helping him do that with those wooden nickels. So thank you for what you do for the community.
Thanks, man.
Thank you for what you do for your menu, man. What a spot. This is a destination. If you're coming through Asheville, here in West Asheville, Tastee Diner is an absolute must-stop destination. There are a lot of great dining options in this city. Everybody knows that. But I don't think there's anything like this. This is so unique. So where can people find you, man? If they're Asheville's a popular town for people to come vacation visit, where can they find you ahead of time?
We're on Instagram at Tastee Diner AVL, where our website is tasteedineravl.com, and our Facebook is Tastee Diner AVL. So all of those.
Check it out. Pop through when you are in Asheville. No excuses. And hey, if nothing else, man, come grab a wooden nickel and help take care of this community and stand behind Chef and that initiative he's got going on. Make sure you grab the Livermush sandwich as well. I'm Greg Hudson. We'll see you next time on America's Best Restaurants. That's good, man. That cheddar, you're right. That cheddar.